Hi, welcome to the inaugural episode of the I Can Dig It podcast. I'm a 20-year-old advancing hairline. With me today, I have Bailey.
Hi.
I thought you were going to introduce yourself. and my name's Christian, and I have Isaiah with me, who
How you
has the
guys doing?
hairline.
Yeah, just for full disclosure, me and Christian, Bailey and Christian, both have great hair. And Isaiah is basically bald.
Yeah, I have 3 hairs on top of my head, and I pray to them every single night.
And you have the largest comb in the world to get them with that perfect comb over.
I look like Homer Simpson.
I don't think I'd be your friend.
No, it's fine. It's going to be all right.
I would keep you around as a conversation piece.
So this is Isaiah. Hi. Christian, what have you been listening to recently?
Okay, a new band just hit me with an album by surprise. Runaway Brother came out with a new album called New Pocket. I hadn't heard about them at all, but I heard people talking about this album on a website I visit frequently.
You
This
mention
album,
them by name, dog.
too late. And this album is freaking dope. It's so good. Few tracks to name off: No Fuzz and Cats in the Sun. They're my favorite so far. It's very like indie rock, pretty mellow, but they can get a little hype at times. And it's like the first album that's been able to break me away from my pop streak. Which, speaking of pop, I've been listening to Pale Waves just came out with an EP called All the Things I Never Said.
Is
It's
that the one
basic.
you tried to show me?
I might have tried to show you that. I feel like I've tried to show you so many. I can't remember. They've come out with like single songs since like the beginning of 2017. And this is like an EP that's a collection of all their songs plus one new song. And that new song is called Heavenly. And it's just like super good 80s synth pop. And I die for it.
Do you know if they're coming out with an album?
I have no clue, but I hope so because I hate listening to single songs. I love listening to albums.
What about you, Bailey? What have you been listening to?
I'm going to take over now. I hate listening to albums,
Really?
and I love listening to just single songs. by
You're a
themselves.
monster.
It's
Why
my
do you
turn.
get
How
that?
about you back up?
How do you miss the fucking bangers on the album? You're going to miss them all.
I find them first. And
Oh, you find them
yes,
first?
that's right.
Oh,
I find a song I like, then I don't go to the album, so I'm not disappointed. I don't know. I just don't back up. I don't do my research.
you don't want to have it be like, oh, this fucking track is awesome, and the rest of the album is garbage.
Yeah, what a sad story that would be.
But that one song's still good.
That one, yeah, that song's really good, and we're gonna keep it that way.
I hate you.
All right, what have you been? What single songs have you been listening to? You
Single
impatient
songs?
baby.
I've been listening to a lot of single songs, Isaiah.
Talk to me about
Let's
it,
go
Bailey.
through bands individually, okay? Just stop rushing me. Jesus.
That's a
every
great
time.
mission on Call of Duty.
No rushing.
Stop rushing me.
Oh, God.
You're in line at the DMV. Stop rushing
Dude,
me.
bringing up the controversy from almost 10 years ago, Isaiah.
Oh fuck
Killer.
yeah! This is what this podcast is about. We have those hot takes.
So, firstly, I have a band called Yabba which I showed you.
Exactly, my
and
man.
And me.
You loved, and
I'm
he
bringing
loved
them
it
up
too.
later, actually.
Yeah, damn right you are. And they have 2 good songs that I've heard, Winter and Look Alive. And they're songs, and I think their albums have come out like recently, like 2016, 2017. So they're really recent. I don't know how to describe their music. Like, it's just...
It's kind of like a
You
weird.
can't find anything like it. Like, feels old.
Yeah, it feels retro, but at the same time, it feels like it's taking pop punk
It's kind of
sensibilities.
jazzy, almost.
Yeah, but
It's got a little bit of funk.
It's a good mix of a lot of things that I heard. I'm like, this sounds new, and I like it.
Yeah,
And
it's new, it's fresh. I like the lyrics on Winter a lot.
I know. Oh, my God.
If you're an album listener, their EP is called Careful Kid.
Yeah, and they just came out with a new album. I forget what it's called though. It came out in 2017.
Yeah, here, I think...
I listened to it and it's like it sounds kind of weird.
It's kind of... It's a little more synthy, if
Really?
anything. Yeah, it's...
It doesn't sound as like some of the tracks don't sound as.
I think it's just
produced.
self-titled.
Yeah,
Really?
it's a self-titled.
Yeah,
Okay.
just Yabba So,
So yeah,
yeah.
give like Yabba a listen. They're really worth it.
yes. And then 2 more here. I have... This is Hippocampus, the part of the brain, but it's just like 2 spaces, like hippo, the animal, space, and then campus, like the school. So Hippocampus, they're really good. They're like kind of a pop-punk type of genre, I guess. They're
All right.
really good. I like them a lot. I've been listening to a couple of their songs. Like,
what tracks?
I have to look again. Gosh, all this stuff.
Look at you millennials on your fucking
I
phones.
know, dude, all the time. So they have Buttercup, Violet, and Simple Season. So good.
Buttercup's my favorite song by them.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
So you've heard of Hippocampus and you didn't tell me?
I think I've heard of them. I didn't know you were listening to them.
He didn't tell me.
I don't have them on my
believe it.
phone, but I come across them,
my
and
It's the
then I
top
don't
10 anime
download
betrayals.
them.
I can't believe it.
Sorry.
And then lastly, we have Kid Freud, who's very good. I think it's like a British pop punk band as well, and they have good songs like The End and Eveline. Ooh. And all these bands are really recent, like 2015, 2016, 2017.
Not bad, not
Amazing.
bad. Very happy about this pop punk kick that we're starting out on. I myself, if you guys care, I've been listening to Jack White's 2014 album Lazaretto. I really like the opening track, Three Women. It's really funky. It reminds me of, it's kind of folksy, southern kind of thing. Jack White's vocals are really intense and scratchy, and I really just love how big band it feels at times. Other tracks I really like are is Lazaretto. It's got like really fun lyrics. It's really fast paced, which is kind of different from the rest of the album. Also, I was listening to Yabba Careful Kid. Again, big highlight track is Winter. It's so good.
So good.
Like, give that a listen right after the podcast. Or Mountain Man. I love Mountain Man.
Mountain Man's good too.
And last but not least, I've gotten on this weird Fleetwood Mac kick, where I just put it on in the car and just drive.
Yeah, it's because you started to lose your hair.
Oh.
See, I've never listened to Fleetwood Mac, and you told me, and I was like, I looked them up, and I was like, they old.
That's like the album I've been listening to is their 1979 album Tusk. It's really chill. It's like it doesn't have their big tracks like Chain and what's that one? Oh, Landslide. But it does have a lot of just like fun, folksy tracks. They're really low key and just nice to listen to.
Does that landslide have anything to do with the Dixie Chicks landslide?
I hope
Because
not.
I also like that song.
Well, Fleetwood Mac. Is it the "Took My Love, Took It Down" song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Fleetwood Mac, my guy.
God, I'm just a new boy with a fresh head of
Look
hair.
at this new babe. Fuck you.
You're gonna bring...
I'm gonna be a fucking bald ass college professor that can't grow a beard. It's gonna be embarrassing. I can't even be Tom McAllister. Shouts out to Tom McAllister.
People are just gonna call you Charles Xavier.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just come in a wheelchair, play the role, dude.
I forget who it was. It was like somebody was talking about like superheroes and their greatest villains, and it was like, so you know, like characters like Spider-Man and Doctor Octopus or Doctor Xavier and Stairs.
Oh shit!
I forget who that was, but shouts out to them. It's fucking
That's
hilarious.
straight
God, sick burn to paraplegics.
Fuck them. They can't go upstairs. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Controversial on the first episode.
I know.
All right, I gotta tell you guys about something, and this is something I learned about literally yesterday.
Oh shit!
All right, so I was on Tumblr. Yeah, this is a great start of the story. I was on Tumblr.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible start.
And somebody had reblogged something, and it was a trailer to a movie, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and so I started. And it's like a bunch of like really horrible looking CG shots of like rain and tidal waves and ships getting caught up in things, right? And then it's like a cut to like this, how do I describe it? Fast and the Furious style, like we gotta rob this bank. This bank is in need of robbing by us. And I'm like, okay, how do these two things relate? And the entire time it's like these really flat, ugly shots. So it's like, it looks almost like a parody. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, is this one of those things where, like, a kid's cartoon is going to start playing? And it's like, whoa, this isn't my movie. And then Woody the Woodpecker comes out.
I know what you're talking about. Please proceed. I've acknowledged your joke.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so it keeps going. And it turns out it's going to be a half disaster movie, right? With a fucking hurricane. And there's a heist. I want you to imagine what this movie is called. What is this movie? There's a hurricane and there's a heist.
Hurricane Heist.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Is that what it's called?
There is a film called Hurricane Heist.
Dude,
And
you're
it is a real-
fucking $1 million winner right here.
Oh my
What?
god.
And it was like, from the producers of The Fast and the Furious. And that always reminds me of like, from the boom mic operator of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Because it's like fucking irrelevant.
Does it have a great cast like Vin Diesel?
Nobody's.
And The Rock?
I've never seen these people. There's like a scene. It's like one of those things where it's like there's that scene where they're like in some fucking hillbilly's house. It's like he hits the wall and a bunch of guns, and you see his brother go, "Dude, that's a lot of guns. Where'd those come from?" And it's just like a bunch of scenes strung together in the trailer where it's like, I've seen this movie 6,000 times, but I still want to see it.
So is it? It's not Sharknado, right? Because Sharknado knows that it's Sharknado. But, like, does this movie know it's Hurricane Heist?
Does it know it's done?
Yeah, did the actors know the role like that they were playing for? Or were they just on a green screen the whole time?
I feel like they were actually shooting on sets, but it looked so poorly shot that it looked like it was green screen. So
How bad would you feel being an actor and like you're acting out this beautiful piece, but you don't know it's behind you because it's a green screen? That sounds horrifying to me. You're like, I put my hard work into this, and people are just laughing at me. It feels like Star Wars, like the prequels.
Oh man,
my God.
Acting wasn't great in those though.
At least they're getting paid. Like,
yeah,
pays the bills, pays rent.
I hope Hurricane Heist pays rent for somebody.
I can't believe I got there. I thought you were like, yeah, of course it's Hurricane Heist, idiot, like being sarcastic.
I thought you was too.
Please look up after the show. Look up the trailer for the Hurricane Heist because it looks fucking amazing, and I'm gonna see if I can see it.
I want there to be like an amazing cameo by like some great actor or something. Like Leo DiCaprio shows up. And he's like, we're going to Inception the hurricane.
No.
We're going to see if we can stop this hurricane by getting 3 levels deep. Are you guys in?
Oh, wouldn't that be the best?
Oh, the Hurricane Heist. See it in theaters and IMAX.
God.
I want this movie to have at least 3 sequels. Come on.
Of course. How many did Sharknado?
I think we're at 3 or 4
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, yeah. They're all so dumb.
Oh, boy. Christian, you saw a movie recently.
I did.
What'd you see, buddy?
Black Panther. I was like,
What
yeah,
movie did I see?
we just saw Black Panther last night. I saw it without my boys because I'm an asshole.
We're the boys,
You got,
by
like
the
a
way.
date night thing. That's fine.
cool.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're your girlfriends, but,
Yeah.
it's fine to bring your
Yeah, me and
girlfriend.
Isaiah will go on a date somewhere without you.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll
It'll
be
be
upset.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm assuming you want me to talk about it.
No, I brought it up specifically so we can move on from it.
Yeah. No, it was actually super good. I think it goes against a lot of the Marvel tropes where like a lot of Marvel movies, the villain sucks.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand them. You're like, the villain just doesn't matter. In this one, like, I think it's, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan plays the villain, Killmonger.
Yep.
And he was probably the best part of the whole movie. He does a really good job of being just convincing as being like just a pissed off person, and I love it. And it's a villain where like his end goal, you're like, that's really dumb, but you understand why he got there. Like I sympathized with this character, and there's not many Marvel villains that I felt that way with, aside from the Vulture in the newest Spider-Man movie. I wouldn't say it's Marvel's best movie, but I think it's one of their smartest, and it's pretty high up there. I don't think it's the best, but it's really good. That's my hot take.
Fresh hot take. Steaming.
Right out the oven. Hot takes.
I just don't like a lot of people criticize those movies super heavily and like care so much, and I just watch them for fun. Like I didn't go into the theater and I was like, shit, I'm gonna like critique this movie. It was like I went in there and I was like, that was a fun fucking movie, and that's it.
I've gotten to the point where I don't really care about Marvel movies. It's not really that I hate them, it's just indifference.
Oh, I'm
like
still at the stage where I love them. Like I saw like Black Panther was the best part of Civil War, so when we found out we were getting like a movie for him, I was like, fuck yes.
It's like for me, it just comes to theaters, people have a good time with it. I'm not one of those panty wastes that are like, this movie's bad and you should feel bad. You're a stupid person for seeing Marvel movies. Fucking no.
You're just somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
I respect that.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. If there's a Marvel movie that I want to see, I'm going to see it, I guess.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about DC?
I hope so much for DC, and I'm always let down.
There
That's
is
how I
no
feel.
revival at this point. We're like, what, 4 or 5 movies in, and there's
Wonder
only been
Woman
one
was the
good
only
one.
good one.
Oh, Jesus.
Wonder Woman was so good, though.
I feel like they just need to just hang up the coat.
And I'm sick
On
of
this
seeing,
one.
like, Ben Affleck retires from being Batman, and then 5 days later, oh, wait, he's back. And I'm like, pick one. Stop.
Can you be Batman or can you not be Batman?
On a side note, I do like him as Batman. I will say.
I've heard he's actually like probably the best part of the movies he's in.
Yeah, that's what I heard everybody say about the Batman v Superman part. Is like the part where he was in the warehouse just fucking breaking dudes' legs and shit.
It was so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Like just watching that on YouTube, it's just like, yeah, this could be the entire movie for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how I kind of did it with John Wick. I never saw John Wick.
Oof.
I know it was bad, but like I just watched YouTube clips
You
of
know,
like
you
the whole movie.
You could just watch the fight scenes and you'd be fine to watch the scene. That's exactly what I did, to be honest.
Yeah.
John Wick's amazing. Fuck you guys. That whole movie's great.
No, I watched it afterwards, but like
Okay,
I just,
good.
I never like I just got into like this hole of like just keep clicking and watching John Wick shoot dudes in the heart,
Exactly.
then face.
Yeah.
You know,
Those
And,
movies are so smart with
They gotta
their
be
fight
double
scenes.
dead.
It's so good.
So
Yeah.
if you were to rate this Killmonger against the Joker,
Oh,
where
fuck.
does he stand? Like, is it even fair?
Which
Or-
Joker are we talking about? Are we talking about
talking-
Jared Leto
I'm
Joker?
talking about Heath Ledger.
No,
I
okay.
don't even tell me about Jared
Okay,
Leto Joker.
can we?
Okay?
We need to set something straight. No villain is going to compare to Heath Ledger's Joker.
I know, but Heath Ledger's Joker is the 10.
Okay,
But what's our one?
What's our
for
0?
comparison?
The original Joker from the Batman
Hey.
Adam West.
Hey,
I
we're
think
having
our
a good
one
time
should
with
be
that
Venom
one.
from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
You know what? For sure, that one is good.
he has like 3 seconds.
Okay,
of
so like
screen
I
time.
would put obviously Heath Ledger's Joker at 10. I'd probably put Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 at like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And Killmonger, I'd put it like right below there. I think Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 is probably like my second favorite superhero movie villain. He's fucking great.
Where do you put the Green Goblin?
I think Green Goblin's
We're
worse
not
than
so
Doc
different,
Ock.
you and I,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
You put Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
It's not the Green Goblin at that point. It's just Willem Dafoe in a costume.
Yeah.
I had to mention Doc Ock because I always have to mention Spider-Man. I put Killmonger as like in the top like 2 or 3 like Marvel villains that have come out from the newer Marvel movies.
Okay.
For sure.
Where would you put Mr. Freeze?
11.
11?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze?
Of course we are.
Oh my god.
One time when I was
Honestly, if you go back to that movie, it's fun.
When I-
it's just fun.
straight up, when I was in 4th grade, I had like a sleepover with my buddy, right? We watched that, and we knew it was terrible. So we sat back and we counted the puns. There was 68 ice puns coming out of Arnold Schwarzenegger's mouth.
Oh my god.
68. We got to like 140 with Poison Ivy's puns.
It's so bad it's good almost. I
No, it's
swear.
not. It's so bad.
No,
it's fucking amazing.
It's so funny. I love it.
Joel
It's like
Schumacher.
dumb dad puns, and I love it.
God bless Joel Schumacher.
What other like Marvel villains are there that are good though?
That's the thing. Like none of them are really memorable.
The only one I can think of is the dude from Civil War.
But he was like,
But he was barely in there. But like I
Yeah.
feel like his like I very much sympathized with his point. Like the Avengers went in, tried to do something, and his family died as a result. And he's like, I fucking hate you guys, and I'm gonna make you kill each other. Like, yeah, I get that. Like that's perfect. But if you probably had more screen time, it would have been a little better. But,
yeah, because he just didn't feel like he was actually part of the movie.
Yeah,
I think we
actually.
could put like Loki at a 6, and I feel like Ultron had potential, but they just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Loki
like-
was pretty good though.
Loki's good, but I feel like he's not like a good character in terms of motivations, just in straight charisma and like
Yeah.
just power he brings when he's on screen. Like he just steals it.
He probably has like the best scene from the Marvel Cinematic Universe where he's fucking with the Hulk and he gets slapped against the
Yeah.
sand like 6 times.
Or in Thor Ragnarok when he sees Hulk and he's like, oh.
Oh god.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard it's one of the better
Oh, it
Marvel
was
movies.
hilarious. It wasn't one where you want to sit there and like analyze it. It's like if you just want dumb fun, watch that movie.
So it's like the original Guardians.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
hilarious.
It's mostly
Fantastic.
just because of that director. That dude's
Yeah.
hilarious.
But like I remember none of the Iron Man villains, like not a single one.
I remember Jeff Bridges, but I don't remember his character name, so that's probably a mark against
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. And remembering counts as remembering their names. Like I remember what he looks like. Yeah, but what's his name? Like I don't know.
John Bad Guy.
John, bad guy. Other man in metal suit, a little bit bigger. That's it.
And Jeff Bridges, he's the dude. All right. I guess we're moving on to video games now.
Cool.
I guess, dude.
None of us really watch fucking movies.
Well, like we were talking about Black Panther.
So that was a movie.
As a movie. I like Jaws. You want to talk about Jaws?
You want to talk about Jawas?
Jawas? What if Jawas were in Jaws? What?
Fucking, let's move on. This
No,
is
no,
dumb.
no, no, no.
We're expanding.
How do you
upon
think?
this.
How do you think the Jawas would have handled the threat of being on a boat that wasn't big enough, and also being people that weren't big enough? How do you think they would have handled the threat of Jaws?
And also being people that weren't. Why are you so rude?
No, I'm just saying. I would have liked to see the matchup on the tier list. Where do Jawas and Jaws stand?
S tier, A tier? Come
S
on.
tier, A tier. But where do they stand? Is one Jaws like worth 5 Jawas? Or is it like
You're just here, and then screaming for 40 minutes.
Do you think they get in the water to fight Jaws, or do they wait for Jaws to come?
They have to like get into a formation and build like a Power Rangers robot by like stacking up on each other.
Or like Goombas in Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey? How do you
Yeah.
think Goombas against Jaws? What about them?
You have to get like 20 Goombas just to like hammer down on him, smack down.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think they would sacrifice Goombas, like throw them in the water as bait? We need to get them. Or like they like harpoon them against the Jaws to keep them up close to the water like they did with the barrels.
I need this to stop.
God, I have so many thoughts about this. I like
Aren't
Jaws.
you a movie director?
I don't
What's
know.
going on?
I should direct short films. I should direct matchup.
Dude, no, that
films.
could be like a 3-hour-long masterpiece.
Just Jawas against Jaws.
Chihuahua.
It'd be like
Chihuahua.
a next Netflix hit.
Oh shit.
God.
It's direct to Netflix, big movie.
Do you think there would be like? Do you think on the beach, like, do you think everybody would still be Jawas, or do you think that it would still have like the human backstories and everything instead of just like those 3 people on the boat? It was Jawas instead saving the day, or is everybody a Jawa?
I like to think of either the completely human society except they send Jawas, or it's Jawas but they're in their cloaks but they have like bikinis on over them.
Jawas versus Jaws coming soon.
Me helping Spielberg.
It's gonna be like an I Can Dig It production.
Oh my God! If anybody wants to produce that,
I want it to be. I want it to
Throw
be
us the money. We're starting a
specifically,
Patreon right now.
we're making storyboards right now.
specifically like a 2008 YouTube reviewer that had like a storyline. I wanted to have that level of effects, like irate gamer level effects. Oh man, they just ate the Jawa.
I love seeing like a single tear stream down your eye because you're laughing so hard.
Oh shit. Oof.
Dude, your brow's getting sweaty too. If you had hair, that would help. But
Ow! Whoa!
I'm sorry.
I've got it for now.
Oh my God. If you started it that way, I'm gonna run with it the whole time.
Isaiah is hairless as a baby.
Oh, Isaiah is a
Yeah.
baby the whole time.
Fuck.
He's in a high chair.
Right now, I am the boss baby.
I am the boss, baby.
Isaiah and Boss Baby 2.
Oh fuck yeah! Just a
That's
6'2" hairy-legged man in a diaper, just like goo goo.
They pointed at you like he's our intern.
And also Alec Baldwin.
You're in good hands.
Just moving on to fucking video games now. Again, I'm gonna switch it up. Wait, no. No, I started with Chris last time. So Bailey, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Celeste and Dragon Ball
Jesus
Fighters.
Christ, I'm sorry. About
And
Celeste.
Overwatch. Those 3. That's where my time has been split. Yeah. Celeste has been slowly ruining my life. Like, I tried doing all the strawberries. I got to like the 3rd level and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I stopped doing that, and then I beat all the B-sides, and then I started doing the C-sides, and going through all that, I probably lost more hair than you have, but I grew it back.
This
But-
is starting to get really hurtful and
I
personal.
know. I'm staring at you really hardcore every time I make one of those comments too.
I need you to
Like,
establish
notice that I'm
dominance.
trying to hurt your feelings.
I've never seen Bailey get so mad at a video game as I had when I was watching him do the B-side for the core in Celeste.
Can you
Oh my
explain Celeste for me, even though we're all familiar with it? I just want to make sure that the audience is.
Okay, so it is a 2D. Would you say it's not side-scrolling? It's more like
It's more, well, it's kind of side-scrolling, but it's more of like you have a zone.
zone/side-scrolling platformer that has dashing, climbing, jumping, all of the jazz that
It's
a good.
not combat oriented at all.
No combat at all. The combat is with yourself, and
The combat is with the mechanics of that game.
yeah, it can just be so frustrating because I feel like it's really tight. Like it works well. And like when I want to do something, I can usually get it out. But there's like just some little kinks where things have to be like so precise, and I feel like I'm just like if I'm a couple frames off, then I'm fucking dead. And like you just try and get through all these levels, and it's so overwhelming. And I've never like cursed at a game before, but like I was just screaming like by myself, like oh, it's just so frustrating.
And sad,
like I get sweaty, like I get red. Like I get so mad.
I get Alex Jones on this game.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
oh, it kills me. And Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah,
I
everybody
think-
here's played that, yeah.
Yeah, everybody here has played that. By the way, tier list of all three of us: Bailey is best, Christian is second best.
That's fair.
See, the great thing about that though is I'm normally the worst at fighting games, so I'm sorry for you. But I'm so glad that I'm finally not at the bottom. Fuck yes.
I gotta get good at that game.
I'm so bad at fighting games otherwise.
Get a 3-man team of Android 16 just throw people around.
Oh my god. I hate that character.
I just love the short people.
You pick all the short
Krillin is my
characters.
boy.
Fall out of combos.
I hate whiffing on Krillin.
I know.
I hate
I
it.
love him. He's the best.
He's such a small boy.
Yeah.
He just falls out of things sometimes.
He's such a
I
petite
know.
little man.
Some combos just don't work, and it's just not
Isn't
fair.
he the bottom of the tier list too?
It depends on who you're talking to. Like
bottom of the tier list.
My
from the bottom
favorite
of my
thing is I
heart.
always try to do a combo with him, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome." And he throws a rock into the air, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Where was that going?"
All right, so I kick him, I shoot a laser, and then I throw a rock.
yeah, Goku's in the background like, yeah, it's good. Get him. Go, 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 go.
Go, go, go.
You got it, Krillin.
He'll never see the rock coming.
Android 18's just like, you throw the rock, Krillin, I threw the rock. You threw the rock, babe, I threw the rock. I threw the rock.
That's what gets Andrew 18. Oh, he threw the rock.
What?
I see your face right now.
Bailey, this is an audio presentation.
For those of you who can't tell, Isaiah looks like he's in pain.
It's very visceral and physical. Christian, what have you been playing so I can shut Bailey up?
Oh my god. Recently you guys got me the Bayonetta collection for the Switch. Thank you, my boys.
Happy birthday, by the
You're
way, my
welcome.
dude.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you. And I've been playing that, and my god, Bayonetta is so much more frustrating than I remember. I remember playing it when it first came out, and I was like, this game's fucking fun. And now, like, I want to toss my remote at the TV. You, like, see a new enemy, and it announces the enemy, and then next second later, you're getting comboed by, like, 10 missiles, and you're like, where did the time go? Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. I've been playing a lot with Bailey. I think I got you back into it.
Yeah.
I hadn't played it for a while because they messed with our boy Roadhog, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. And then one day I tried playing it again, and I realized I'm fucking good with Diva.
They messed
So
with
I've
my
been-
sweet round boys.
I've been
so
playing
stop.
a lot of Overwatch, and it's super fun, especially when you have a second person to play with. That's why you need to get Overwatch for the PlayStation. Just saying.
Oh, for reference, Bailey and Christian are roommates.
Yes.
They were
we live
roommates.
together. We share everything. Toilet paper, food, microphones. We share it all. That was meta.
You need to
messing
get
with the audio
fucking
levels.
Overwatch, please.
I do need to get Overwatch. That's fair.
Thank you.
I came back to Overwatch when I was hanging out with you guys, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these people?
No, it's changed a lot, man. Like a lot of the characters have changed. There's so many new characters. A lot of it's for better. Roadhog sucks. He's not horrible, but he's not as broken, which is good for the game overall, but it's not good for me who used to love how broken Roadhog was.
I know, like his hook used to be more than a hook. It was just like a brick wall that you would throw at somebody, and like you could just catch him with it, and you pull them in, and when you pulled them in, you could just one shot them. Like the majority of the cash, you could just be like, "You're mine," and now you have to run back, haha. And then you're fat and you heal and you run away. But now, like I have these 5 shitty shots that do like 30% less damage, and like my hook is now just like a little hook. It sucks.
Like, it's so much harder now to hook onto someone and fall off the map and take them with you.
And even when you do catch him now, it takes 2 shots to kill a character now.
Like a tracer.
Yeah.
And that's what I think's dumb. Like, every tracer should be killed with one shot by Roadhog.
I think you can kill her with one shot. You just have to get
have
the
to,
majority of
like-
your shots on her head. But the problem is that she's a fucking skinny frame, and like when you pick her up, her instant reaction is to start dashing and shit. So unless you're like her spot on with hitting her in the head, it doesn't work.
Then again, like, if someone brings me in as, like, let's say I'm Lucio and I can shoot them back right before they shoot me, I'm like, Yes. So I can't tell where I stand on this. Isaiah's drinking water now, so I guess we have to fill the talking.
No. Chug. Oh my God, hydrate. No, don't bring it in. God, that's so glorious. Oh. I hope you edit in something like pleasing instead of your nasty just throat consuming all that water.
You make it sound like I'm just Guzzlord.
Yeah, it's all over your chest right now. Isaiah's clothes are wet.
What clothes, baby?
Isaiah, what have you been playing?
What have you been doing?
Well, recently I've been playing. Bailey and Christian have covered a lot of what I've been playing. Like Dragon Ball Fighter Z it's in my PlayStation sometimes.
It's in your sometime?
Yeah.
Do you
I
just
feel
feel
like I need to commit
defeated?
to it. I really do.
I was really excited to play with you because you're like, yeah, I've been playing a lot. And then we played and you're like, I haven't been playing as much. And my feelings were hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bailey. I'm sorry.
I wanted to play, man. I was playing that game a lot. I was like, me and Isaiah are going to play. It's going to be a head-to-head. I was playing a lot.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. If you want that competition, play me in Skullgirls. Don't pick fucking zoning characters.
No, but it
again.
pisses you off and it makes me laugh, so.
You know what?
It
That's
makes
fair.
Bailey stay on top, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. I win and then I walk away. You can't lose if you don't play.
That rhymed, Bailey. Good job.
Yeah.
Other than that, I downloaded Infamous Second Son, and I was like, this is going to be dog shit. Look at Troy Baker. And I started playing it, and I got really invested in Troy Baker.
It's a good game.
It really is. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be. Like, honestly, from a gameplay point of view, it's probably my favorite Infamous game. Controversial hot take.
I think the first one's still better, but I do really like I thought I was gonna hate it, then I beat it, and I was like immediately looking up, is there an Infamous like 4
Third
or
and
whatever?
Son?
Yeah, Third and Son. But
Other than that, I started playing. I'm pretty much catching up on the PS4 because I got one pretty recently.
Yeah, within like a couple months.
And I started playing Rainbow Six Siege, and that shit is so much fun. I haven't been playing it online because I hate people, but I do love blowing holes in walls and watching AI flip the fuck out, not knowing what to do, and then get shot in the face. It's great. Other than that, I think it's about it. Oh, besides Monster Hunter World, which
I need to play that one.
it's the best Monster Hunter game. They keep making the best Monster Hunter game every time they put out a new one. It's starting to get ridiculous. They're putting the bar up too high.
It was like I think you convinced me to get Monster Hunter 3, I think, for the DS.
No, it was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Oh yeah, and I liked it, but I think it was the fact that it was on the DS that made me not, you know?
I feel you.
So I think it's promising now that there's one on like I don't want to say a real console, but a real console. You know?
I'm Monster Hunter's bitch, so I got a Circle Pad Pro just so I could play that with 2 analog sticks, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Oh
And I put like 120 hours into it. Then I went over to Monster Hunter Generations. I put like 70 hours into that one. And I'm really enjoying my time with Monster Hunter World. What they've done really is their big selling point is that it looks graphically insane.
Oh, it looks so good. Mm-hmm.
They have to do like fiddling with like background stuff though. Like things in backgrounds are really noticeable because their frame rate is like cut in quarters. It's ridiculous, which kind of it really pulls you out, honestly. Like when you're walking around and you can see all like your cloth textures and everything, like all the plumes of sand you're kicking up, and then there's like a pterodactyl moving at 3 frames per second in the background.
It's pronounced pterodactyl.
It's pronounced podiatrist.
Podiatrist.
I wouldn't expect you to come in at any other point. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Monster Hunter, so I have to come in with stupid shit. Like, also, it's pronounced pediatrician.
And other than that, they just tried to streamline things a lot more. There's a lot of auto mixing for potions and stuff like that, so you don't have to tediously sit back and make like 30 potions before a hunt. You can actually do like a quick bar for that sort of thing, so it's like if you have the materials, it will make as much as you can make with that, which is super cool. It's got voice acting now, like actual voice acting. There's a real story to it instead of just like, here's a vague, there's a monster, go get it sort of thing going on. And other than that, again, it's super gorgeous. The animations are great, and I love the new monsters. So definitely check out Monster Hunter World, but you probably already have because that game is like the best-selling game in the world right now.
I haven't checked out Monster Hunter World.
Check out these fucking hands, pal.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do our first ever segment on the show right now. This is exciting. Bailey, do you want to explain the segment since you thought of it?
All right. So basically, this is a segment where one of the people in this room will play devil's advocate for something that we all agree with. So we'll play the opposite end and try and argue against it. The topic this week will be whoever gets chosen as the devil's advocate will have to convince the other, or at least make a point as to why Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite should have been included in the EVO roster.
For context's sake, EVO is it stands for the Evolution Tournament.
Yes.
It takes place every year. It's the biggest fighting game tournament in the world.
Yes.
Its roster is heavily revered.
Yes.
People put a lot on their roster. It's a big pride thing to have your game on the roster. Mm-hmm. Correct.
Correct.
So
everything you just stated is fact.
This year, as is a big upset occurred this year. If you don't know anything about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it released to less than satisfactory reviews, I would say, is putting it lightly. The fighting game community didn't receive it well.
No.
Few people received it well. I think the only person I know of that really likes it is Maximilian Dude. God bless him.
Bless his heart.
And it wasn't on the EVO roster, which is super unusual because Marvel is always on the EVO roster. This is the first time in years that Marvel hasn't been on the roster.
Yeah. I'd say I started watching EVO like when Vanilla Marvel came out, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and ever since then Marvel's been like a mainstay.
Yeah, I've been watching it since like X-Play covered it one year.
Yeah.
Which is like super embarrassing to admit because X-Play is fucking trash.
Whoa. Relax there. X-Play got you into it, so don't just call it trash.
That's
You've
fair.
moved on.
That's fair.
You've moved on. Let's say that. We won't talk bad.
Rest in peace, X-Play.
Rest in peace. Rest in pieces.
Rest in peace, G4. Play Cops 7 more hours.
I forgot a G4 was a thing, too.
Ooh, yeah. Was a thing.
All right, so that's basically what this segment is. We'll just call it Devil's Advocate. So usually we're going to try and bring a hat. We didn't bring a hat this time, so I have just a random dice generator. So we're just going to each have 2 numbers. If one of those numbers comes up, you're the Devil's Advocate.
All right, get it rolling.
All right, so Bailey is going to be 1 and 2. Christian's going to be 3 and 4. Isaiah, you're 5 and 6. If your number comes up, you have to argue for it.
Please.
It's me.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
It's Bailey.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Bailey, wait, I want you to open up with your
Can I
your
shit
opening
talk?
argument.
What did you say? Sorry, I was just stressing out.
What's your opening argument, pal?
My opening argument is that... fuck. Okay. So, let's be real here. Nobody cares about filthy casuals in fighting games.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm being honest, all right? Nobody gives a fuck. If you don't know how to play the game, if you can't throw a fireball, you go walk home, okay? You go somewhere else. Everybody in this game is serious, okay? Everybody in this game, they're a function, all right? This game is for pro players. Where are pro players at? Evolution. What isn't it, Evolution? Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Doesn't sound like a pro tournament to me. Doesn't sound like a pro tournament to me. Also, nobody cares about Capcom characters. Okay,
Whoa!
let's just fill that roster up with Marvel characters because that's what we're gonna do. Because you know why? No, don't stop me. I'm still going. Marvel's best. That's it.
I feel like a
I didn't
lynch
hear
mob.
you talk about the game at all.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about why it just. I don't want to talk about the game.
The
game's hot garbage.
To be fair to Bailey, a lot of Evolution is about optics. It's a lot about how the game looks at a completely high level competitive level. If you want to see like some crazy shit going down, you're gonna watch Tekken 7, like 2 professionals going at Tekken 7.
That's right.
'Cause that shit is nuts.
Slow-mo frame porn, just going right over each other. Just
is
like,
so good.
hitbox, just ridiculousness.
But I think my biggest problem with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is that it kind of looks like hot garbage when it's being played.
It doesn't look like hot garbage. It looks realistic, okay? Realism is what's in right now. Kids love that. Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege doesn't have a talking raccoon in it.
Realism. Oh, fuck. Jesus. No. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna defend the game a little bit with you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this
Okay.
is Roommates versus Capcom 3. Fucking Fate of Two
my
Worlds.
I
God.
will say,
Dude, save
although
me.
I think
I am
graphically
Capcom.
this game looks like hot garbage, I do think that a lot of the roster is fine. I played it. I think I'm. Have you guys actually played it?
I haven't
played
played
a
it, but I've
little
seen
bit of it.
Spider-Man's neck.
Okay. I played it at my brother's house, and I don't know if I didn't like it because I'm bad at it, or if I didn't like it because I felt like I was bad at it because everything felt super janky. You know, like I couldn't figure out. Okay, so like when I play Dragon Ball Fighters, I like. It feels good to hit and stuff and to do combos and everything. It feels.
Let's face the fucking microphone.
Well, I want to look at my boys. So when I play Dragon Ball Fighters, it feels good to make a combo and stuff like that, you know? But when I played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I felt ucky.
Ucky. What is the
And
definition of ucky in this situation?
It didn't feel good. I couldn't tell where the hitboxes were, first off. Second off, my little brother, he's fucking like 12. And he destroyed me. And like that could be that I'm just bad at the game, but all I can say is he was just doing like had his palm on all the buttons and was moving his palm around. And he was kicking my ass.
I remember one time I tried to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with his brother, by the way, and he just kept using Gamma Wave with Hulk and
Yeah.
destroyed me.
But
And it was really sad, and Bailey laughed really hard.
to the tradition, I think that there are a lot of hardcore gamers that do still like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and like Bailey pointed out, hardcore gamers are at EVO, so that game should be at EVO, and also it's just like a tradition.
This is now a dual devil's advocate.
Oh, shit.
All right.
We're mixing up the format, and we haven't even had it established. This is fucked up.
Also, legacy should be respected.
I don't know about Legacy being respected in this situation specifically. Because when you want to compare it to the other games that are there's what is there? Injustice is on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Unrealistic game. People flying and throwing
Speaking
laser
of
beams.
Dragon Ball, it fulfills the exact same niche as Marvel. It's very flashy. It's very big, large combos. It's there's lots of recognizable characters in it. I think everybody knows Dragon Ball Z's characters, even if you haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. Exactamundo, Christian. But you can look at that character, and it's just like through cultural osmosis, you kind of just know who Frieza is.
I might have to start going to Isaiah's side because I agree with everything he said.
Well,
So-
then go over there.
with all the assists and all that, and all the flashiness and all the explosions and crazy shit going on, it fulfills the exact same carnal need to destroy shit in a single combo that Marvel vs. Capcom fulfills.
Well, I'll tell you what. Dragon Ball
Whippersnapper.
Fighters Z doesn't have Infinity Stones.
It's got Shenron, which
It's
is
got
just as
Shenron.
stupid.
Yeah, a shitty lizard. Yeah.
So,
A shitty lizard that responds to big balls.
Bunch of stupid rocks. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Idiot. I have no other points. I'm
so
sorry.
I don't know Evo too well. I'm not super into fighting games like you guys are. But why can't they make room for just one more game?
Well,
Or-
because they have a fixed number of spots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's basically a big like a kind of a personality. And
Do you know all the games that are on there?
well, Bailey, could you look that up super quick? Because I know the big games are on there. Like
So,
Injustice 2 is on there.
Injustice
Tekken
2,
7 is on
Justin
there.
2, Justice 2, Tekken 7,
Justin
Guilty,
2?
Justin 2, the sequel. Injustice 2, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Street Fighter 5. I know those ones. Smash 4, Smash Melee, and I think there's one more.
Could we make a little bit of room? Just we could have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Just take off Street Fighter 5. I said it.
I think Street Fighter 5 is at a way better place than
Now?
Marvel. Yeah. Like
Okay.
and plus Evo is like it's grassroots or Street Fighter. Street
Okay,
Fighter is
that's
never gonna leave Evo.
I'm
Doesn't
just-
matter how bad it is. Like Street Fighter 5 was at Evo when it came out.
Street Fighter 5 is not very good. I don't know if it's been updated to be better. I know Arcade
I've heard
Edition
it's
just
gotten
came out.
better.
It's gotten better.
I think Abigail's a really fun character, just from like what he does. I know he's fucking broken, but I don't know.
I did hear that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to be played at little side tables, but it definitely won't be the main event.
Well, fucking so is Garo Mark of the Wolf, but, you know, it's not an event now.
Oh, and then Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
That's good. Is that even out?
I've never heard of that.
It's on the main stage.
That's super
I
weird.
don't-
That's
so how
the
many-
Switch game with a bunch of, like, I don't know if there's Guilty Gear characters.
Why
but I
is
know there's
Smash
BlazBlue.
Wii U on there as well as Melee?
They're both very competitively popular.
Oh,
Yeah, and
they
it's
bring
pretty
in
much,
huge numbers to tournaments.
and they
I
look
love both of them. so
visually
I'm not
distinct enough to be completely different sorts of games
Oh,
with
okay.
different strategies and everything.
So now that I've run out of points, can we just talk smack on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? I don't
Fuck
know if we have.
this game.
Why does Spider-Man look so bad? I mean, okay, Spider-Man's my favorite.
Spider-Man's
And he looks
missing
hot
like
garbage.
3/4 of his neck.
It looks like I could have drawn that. And like, how do you mess up someone in a costume like that? I'm just saying.
I would just personally say that by taking out all of the X-Men out of the game, they took away like half of the reusable roster that they could have had, which they obviously did with the other Capcom and Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how many Marvel vs. Capcom 3 X-Men were there? There's Wolverine, Deadpool, Magneto, Storm, Sentinel,
X-23.
X-23. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Did you mention
Yeah,
Phoenix?
Phoenix? Like, fucking, that's like 7 characters.
God, I never realized it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge portion of
If they
a
had
roster.
just 7 other characters drop in to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and they were all X-Men, I would probably buy the game.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
roster is the most important thing you can have in a fighting game. Like, it's what brings you in. Just like with eye candy, like you see a character you like, you're like, I'm gonna fucking play that character, and then it's like getting your foot in the door. If you don't have a cool
Exactly.
roster, nobody's gonna give a shit. Like, I
Like-
didn't watch Smash Bros. And go like, oh, fucking cool, ice climbers are doing stuff. Like, no, I saw Captain Falcon punch somebody, and I'm like, I'm into that. I like what's going on there. Like,
It's kind of like when you showed me the video for the Monster Hunter girl being in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That makes me want to play the game really bad.
yeah, then you watch the Captain America trailer, and you're like,
That's
it's like, what is wrong with his face?
Captain America looks like he was like cobbled together from like a third party. Like not even Capcom. It looks like they just sent that off to some other animation studio from a different video game that was never made.
Yeah.
It also bugs me that a lot of the characters from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 feel like they play almost the exact same.
That's just to save time, but if you'd think if they have that much of a shared roster and you're saving that much time, you could make the game look better.
You'd think.
Like the particle effects, they're fine, but sometimes they look kind of janky. Particle effects, by the way, are big in fighting games. Like that's probably why fucking Dragon Ball pulls in such a big audience, because the particle effects in that game are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And just like the amount of interaction that you have from like the foreground and the background is ridiculous too. Like the whole stage changes as you progress in the fight. Like it's awesome.
Like characters take damage. You can see it on their like character models, which is awesome. They have little interactions like Goku will fire off a Kamehameha at Frieza, and he says, "Take this, Frieza," and it's like, "Fuck yeah, that's fan service."
Exactly. And then there's like the dramatic finishes and like the destructive finishes where you throw a Kamehameha and like the whole screen just blows up, and you're like, yeah, that is what happens.
I love
That
how
is what the show told me.
I love how anytime like you start a match, it's always like a personalized thing to say to the other character, no matter what pairing it is. I like that a lot about that game.
Yeah, there's like en masse. Usually, there's always some little like conversation they'll have.
So, yeah, Dragon Ball earned it this year, I'd say. Arc System Works is fucking blowing it up right now.
Yeah, is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle thing? Is that Arc Systems too?
Yep.
Oh my god, they have 3 fucking games.
Arc System Works, they're putting in the work to make those fucking characters look as good as they do and making the fighting game as tight as possible.
The anime is at an all-time high right now, killing it.
Fucking watch out, not anime.
Yeah, real
Nah.
people.
Watch out, comic books. I think a big part of that is because when a Western developer, it looks like, goes after a fighting game, they try to go for realism. Like, so I know Injustice 2 is going to age like milk. Just looking at it. Like, I remember when Injustice 1 looked graphically great, and now I look back at it now, and it's like, what are these fucking potato people swinging at each other?
I don't know about Injustice 2. It's a little more fluid than like, because when Mortal Kombat X came out, like the fluidity of like the characters and the combos they would pull off, it became just more of like a motion instead of like a jarring kind of movement to attack. Like with Mortal Kombat 9 and the first Injustice, it was very like choppy when you do a combo. But when you're doing combos in Mortal Kombat X and Injustice, it's much more fluid. It looks like this move went into that move much better than just a jarring cut into something else.
The animations have gotten a lot better, but what I'm saying is that photorealism ages really poorly.
Touche.
Photorealism is something that I don't think we should try to achieve because it's going to take a lot of fucking money and it's going to take way too long. Especially in a fighting game because it's style. You need to be able to see somebody's silhouette and know who they are. Mm-hmm. You need to be able to just look at a move and know what the fuck is going on. And it's just all about visuals in fighting games, and you need to understand that visual language, and I think that photorealism really detracts from that.
I never realized that silhouette shit. You're totally right. Like in Smash Bros, when you got a new character, you're like, that's a new... I have not seen that silhouette before.
Exactly.
Like, oh shit.
And
the music's popping off.
You just made me think. I didn't realize how many games I play that are like fighting games that are more cartoon style than like a realistic style. Like Skullgirls and obviously Dragon Ball, which looks phenomenal.
Like
even like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it looks so good just because like to this day because of how cartoony it is.
I can pop in Street Fighter Alpha... Not Alpha 3. Actually, Alpha 3 looks fantastic. What am I talking about? Street Fighter 3 Third Strike or Garo Mark of the Wolf today, and it still looks amazing. Or King of Fighters 13. But if you pop in Mortal Kombat 9 right now, it is the ugliest thing you'll ever look at.
It looks weird.
It looks weird. It looks janky. They look like their muscles are made out of wax, and it's spooky. Mm-hmm. It's hard to look at. So that's my rant on photorealism. And it feels like that's what Marvel a little bit was even trying to go for. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
When every other Marvel game is stylized as shit. And it looks fantastic. You can play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right now, and it still looks good.
You can play the original Marvel vs. Capcom. That game looks dope too.
You can play X-Men versus Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
All this shit looks amazing.
I know. The worst thing that it did was just be bland. Just being bland is the worst thing I think a video game can be.
The story mode doesn't have personality. It's not like there's no interactions between characters. The roster's really weak. It's going after the MCU and it doesn't really look like they're caring about Capcom at all.
Yeah, but that being said, do you think Marvel kind of was the cause of that? Like they wouldn't let them use a lot of the X-Men and all those characters and stuff?
As with most big products that fail, I feel like meddling from a higher power is usually involved.
Mm-hmm. But it also feels weird saying that because they handle the MCU so well.
Yeah.
Like, and just to see them, like, I guess because it's not technically their property, it's more of Capcom's thing. They're just kind of borrowing Marvel characters, so I guess they don't really have the same stake.
It's licensing hell.
Yeah.
Because you have to license, 10,000 characters. They have the licenses to all the Capcom games, obviously, but these Marvel characters, especially with how popular they are right now, it's probably a bitch and a half to get their licenses together.
Yeah. They should have just made Captain America look like Chris Evans.
I would play the
would have been hot.
Oh my god, that would have sold. I'm not trying to put this down on kind of a gender qualifying thing,
Sex
but
sells, baby.
everybody here is straight, and we all think Chris Evans is the most attractive man.
Chris Evans, Chris Pratt,
Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
all the Chris's.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland,
Tom Holland could take me any day.
How old is he, by the way? Because I don't want to be talking
He
about.
is 21.
Ah, sick.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe he's your age. I'm the baby here. I forgot about that.
I know you're the balding baby in this room.
I feel like we have to end it now. Just fucking stop. Thank you.
All
right. I guess we're wrapping it up now. Thank you guys for tuning into the first episode of I Can Dig It podcast. This is going to be a bi-weekly podcast, so expect us twice a month.
Yeah.
All right. I've been Isaiah.
I've been Bailey.
I'm Christian.
I'm Christian. My name's Christian.
And can you dig it?